Alright, so this team right here, Kovokination, was a really good team back in Warlords when AoE teams dominated the meta. And today I wanted to see if it's still a thing. So I created the team basically exactly how I had it back in the day, with Kovok, Droplet of Yasiraj, and Weebomination. Kovokination, the name comes from Kovok and Weebomination because they're both very vital to the team. And the second pet can be any pet that can use both Dreadful Breath and Acid Rain, which is basically just Blight Breath and Living Spore, which I don't have yet. I really need to go run Wailing Caverns again today to try to get him again, because it would be nice to have him, but I don't think he's really necessary. I think Droplet is still probably better. But man, having Slime and Shrooms would not be half bad, even though his attack power isn't that great. But Blight Breath is a really good alternative as well, but I don't think it's really good to have two undeads on the same team. Because like if they have a critter, they can just destroy your team really quickly, or if they have a whole team of critters, so it's nice to have it varied out like this. So I think Droplet of Yasiraj is still probably the best pet to have in here, just for the variety it brings. But points could be made for Blight Breath as well, and I should probably not make these intros super long, so I'll just get to the point. Kovokination, the way you do this team, it's very similar. Like all matches will basically go the same way unless you really have to change things up. You start off with Kovok, and you use Poison Fang and Black Claw. That way they take a crap ton of dot damage, and then you throw out Pheromones. Pheromones is a unique AoE ability that only one other pet has, in that it puts out a dot to your opponent's backline pets only. So it does as much damage as a Poison Fang dot, and it lasts for 3 turns. It's basically like doing an AoE dot, but it doesn't affect the pet that's out currently, so it's only really useful if all 3 of your opponent's pets are alive. And if your opponent switches out against Kovok with Poison Fang and Black Claw, they'll die in the back row. I don't think there's a pet in the game that can survive that much damage. I'm trying to think. Now that I say that, maybe some really high health pets could, but it's so much damage that it's, gonna kill basically anything. If they swap out with Poison Fang and Black Claw and you throw out Pheromones, and they don't come back in, they're basically as good as dead. It's just so much damage, so they basically have to stay in on whatever pet they have or die. And then you can either, once he's used those 3 abilities, Poison Fang, Black Claw, and then Pheromones is almost always in that order. I don't think I've ever actually had to change the order unless my opponent just like swatched out or something. And then you go into Droplet of Yasiraj next, in which case you use Acid Rain and Dreadful Breath until he dies, unless you need to attack with Swallow You Whole. And then once he's dead, Weebomination will come out, and you just cleave until you go around 50% health. Then you use Consume Corpse and just keep cleaving. And if Kovok and Droplet are both dead, you can use it again at 50% health. So he has basically a full heal with these 2 pets dead, and he can just cleave all day long because it swaps the damage. Splits the damage evenly. So while Kovok might need all 3 pets alive, Droplet and Weebomination do not, because Dreadful Breath splits the damage evenly with the pets that are alive, and so does Cleave. And that's Kovokination. It has a very specific set. You'd rarely ever stray from the path of Kovok first, Droplet second, and then Weebomination last, and it just does very well, and it's kind of hard to stop because it does a lot of AoE damage even today, and I think it might be like one of the best AoE teams that's still viable today. Maybe Clone Dance I think is still probably better, so I guess it's an alternative. I wouldn't really say it's better, to be honest, because did surprisingly well today, but I didn't really go against too many. Oh wait, I probably shouldn't give away what the video is going to be like. You guys will find out. Alright, let's see if Kovokination's still good. Can't really think of any strategy with his team, so I'm just going to do my thing, which is Poison Fang, Black Claw, and then Pheromones, and then switch out if I'm not dead yet. The Sproutling, huh? Is he gonna try to out-heal my poison damage? That's one way to do it. If you swap out, you're dead. That would actually benefit me greatly if you were to swap out right now. Or you can stay in. Either one works for me. Elemental Killer will come in. Elemental Killer is very good against elemental pets. Oh, come on, swap out. Oh, look, we have the same speed. That's gonna suck for him. Alright, let's go for a Dreadful Breath. I don't really want to kill him yet. I want to do a damage to his whole team. Why is the Toad taking, like, no damage in comparison to the Whelp? That's weird. Oh, he refreshed it. Now is he gonna swap out? Okay, so he knows what this team's doing. Usually people, even if they kind of know what I'm doing, they'll still swap out with Black Claw up, which really hurts them. Okay, I don't want to deal with a frog on my elemental pet, so Kovok it is. Kovok set up pheromones. I remember when pheromones used to be OP. It was like when he first came out in Mists of Pandaria. It was so overpowered that it was basically counter Kovok immediately or lose. It's not that good anymore. I probably don't want to go to either one of those, but Weebomination is probably my best bet since I at least don't take heavy damage with the Weebomination. So I'm just gonna have to cleave a couple of bits to get his bubble off. I'm gonna have to deal with this bubble. Wow, did that still do damage? Even though I thought for sure bubble would block it completely, but it looks like it's still doing damage to his backline pets. That's convenient. Isn't that right, Weebomination? Okay, so it looks like his bubble's gone. He's still taking damage in the back line. I can't swap out for 2 more turns, so should I go for a Haymaker and just kind of wing it? Sure, why not? Let's see if I can kill him before he could swap out. Nope. Oh, wait, I forget it stuns if you miss. Dang, that was really not good. Alright, time to consume corpse. And then swap out. If I swap out, I'll have the same speed, so he'll either have to switch out or just accept that he's gonna do crappy damage. Alright, no, Benax, don't come out. Luckily I'm faster than him, so it's probably my best interest to abandon my strategy and just go for Swallow You Holes. Because if he goes into his frog and then sets up on me, that's not gonna be good. Okay. I'm doing lots of damage right now. The weather is in my favor. I'm faster than him. I should be able to kill him. Oh, he's below 25% health. Is going to do double damage. It's a guaranteed kill. Dang, I usually don't go against pets with high enough health where that second component actually matters. That actually makes Swallow You Whole better than normal basic attacks because it doesn't have a damage penalty for its extra effect. It does as much damage as a basic attack, it's just it also has an additional effect if they're below 25% health. And I think it's like one of the few basic attacks that can do that. I think there's a couple other that have like special effects. Like Alert, which just does its attacks in 3s. That way it breaks decoys, or it's just really bad against shell shield targets. But they should really do that for all basic attacks. Give them something special. Kind of like Cleave. It's a basic attack which cleaves all ability. I mean, cleaves your opponent's team. That's a pretty special basic attack as well. Alright, this is a terrible matchup for Kovok, but a great one for a Droplet of Yashiraj. I really need to find a power version if I really want to test out this team. Actually, you know what? I do really good damage against them. I forgot that Poison Fang actually is elemental damage. Only the initial damage is beast damage, and the dot is elemental, which is great for me. Oh, wait, Acid Rain. No? I was about to say Acid Rain. I mean, my aquatic abilities don't hit very hard against mechanicals. Nope, I'm good. Kovok is fine. There's always a possibility he has... Oh, he switched out. Well, I guess I'm using Poison Fang again before Pheromones. Oh, he's going straight for his combo. That's fine. I hope he switches out before I can use Pheromones. Come on, swap out. Don't use Thunderbolt. I want you to swap. Oh, look at all this damage he's taking. Alright, Droplet of Yashiraj. You actually do some really good damage against him. Also, I'm going to change the weather on him. Oh, dang, that hurt. That really hurt. Holy crap, it killed him. Oh, yeah, he still has Black Claw up. Black Claw randomly just doesn't work on some abilities, surprisingly. I'm not sure why. Alright, I take weak damage against all of his mechanical damage, so just Dreadful Breath. He can't change the weather on me since his Stormborn Whelpling's gone, so I should be fine to just stick in on my Droplet until he kicks the bucket. Oh, I saw Pheromones out. Well, that's neat. All of my AoE damage is now split damage, so I don't really have to worry about the fact that he only has 2 pets alive. That's why I always start off with Kovok, because his AoE is reliant on my opponent. Oh, he already had his racial active? Oh, dang. No, don't die, Droplet. Ah. Alright, now it's all up to the Weebomination to clean up his team. He has 1 pet alive. He has not activated his racial yet. Can I do this? If he lands a Blingatron gift package, I'm basically dead, except my cleave hits as hard as much health as he has. So I should be good. Oh, I never realized cleave, the basic attack at 280 is about 20% of the basic health. Huh. So basic attack is 20% damage. Never knew that. So in a perfectly balanced world where there's no special abilities and no crits or no misses, it takes a standard pet 5 turns to beat a standard health pet. So they can go at each other and just hit each other 5 times. As long as they have standard health, standard attack power, 280 attack power and 1400 health. Well, that's good to know. Alright, so this team might actually give me problems, because all 3 of his pets are potential weather changers. But I also have all of this humanoid damage. Oh, it doesn't even matter. That's cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna use Kovok until he's dead. And then swap out, I guess. Rooted, this pet cannot be swapped. Okay. A surge of power right off the bat without any setup? That's something you don't see every day. Alright, Elemental Killer, time for some humanoid damage to come out. Oh, you're gonna change the weather on me? How about I change the weather on you? And if you swap out, you're dead. Probably gonna die anyway. It doesn't really matter what you do. Oh no, your Dragon Racial is active. Too bad you're gonna die before you get to take advantage of it. And now Dreadful Breath is gonna be hitting for quite a bit against these last 2 pets. You gotta hit me 2 times to kill me. At least just any 2 abilities will kill me, so you got that going for you at least. But I'm faster. So it all works out for me in the end. And I guess Weebomination just cleave up the rest of the team. Okay, so I thought this wouldn't go very well, but luckily I had a really good matchup against him. So, final consensus, I can't say that word, final thoughts on this team, I guess. Since I know I'm going to win, and I just did. Kovokination, surprisingly, is still a good AoE team. I didn't think it would be. I thought for sure it was dead in the water since they changed Cleave. But really, that is the only thing that's changed. They nerfed Cleave a little bit. Everything else about Kovokination is still, like, intact. They didn't touch Dreadful Breath, like, at all. It still does as much damage as it did back in Warlords of Draenor when they buffed it. They nerfed everything else, but they left Dreadful Breath alone. And Cleave, it was nerfed, but very lightly. Like, they basically just made it unridiculous. Because back in the day, Cleave actually hit harder than a basic attack. He hit for more damage than what his attack power should be. At 260 attack power, your basic attack should hit for 280 damage, exactly. And that's what Cleave does. Back in the day, it hit for like over 300, so it was just overpowered in the literal meaning of the word. It did more power than it should have, so all they did was just unnerf that. They had plans to also give it a one-turn cooldown, which would have killed it. But they instead just decided to leave it at 280, to basically just balance it. It's a balanced ability now. It's still pretty good. And everything else about him is still the same. He was always kind of terrible without Cleave. Corpse Explosion and Haymaker are both bad. Consume Corpse is really good, though. And he's a really good cleanup pet, since Cleave still does split damage. And Droplet of Yashraz is still just as good as he was back in the day. I still really want to get one of the other two breeds. Either Power or Power Speed. But this one's been doing well for me. It's damage. I really do want more damage, though. I think that would actually help out this team a lot more. I think I had probably the worst breed of the Droplet, but he's still decent, even though they have added more Dreadful Breath users to the game. He's not like one of the only ones anymore. I just need a better breed of Blight Breath. I have 3 HSs, which is the worst breed out of all of them.